Happy Thursday.
What's going on, y'all?
We are one day closer to Friday. If you work in retail or customer service, that is a meaning thing, so I apologize. But it doesn't mean anything to me either. But, we work 7 days a week, but it doesn't matter. But happy Thursday. I hope you guys are having a great week. We're just happy to come talk to you today. This morning when I was actually reading my devotion, I actually ran across one that hit home to me by Joel Osteen. So I want to read it. It's a little lengthy, but I just want to read it to you because there's a purpose behind it. So give me a few minutes. So it's called Lifted Higher. So when I look back over my life, I see that the pivotal moments when I really grew came when I was pushed. Okay? At the time, I didn't like it and I wanted to stay where I was. I wouldn't have done it on my own. God had to shut doors and force me to take steps of faith. He pushed me into my own purpose. When things are staring in your life, when things are uncomfortable and you don't get your way, a door closes, a friend betrayed you, shake off the self-pity and get ready for new doors to open, for new opportunities, new skills, and new friendships. Don't complain and say, well, that's just my luck. I never get any good breaks. Turn it around and say, God, I know you're in control and you're stirring up things because I need to stretch and spread my wings. You're about to take me to a higher level. You're about to push me into my purpose. Lord, have mercy. That's a message within itself.
That's a word. That's a word.
When I read that this morning, and I say it all the time on our videos, but I reflect a lot over our life because we have come a long way, and we are we're in a better position than we were years ago. But it's just, I always reflect because I want to be able to look back at where we started and where we are today. And I want to see about the progresses and the trials and the tribulations that we went through to get to this point. And there were definitely times, I've always been a motivated person, but there has definitely been times where I did not want to get out of my comfort zone. I was comfortable with where I was settled. I had a routine. I could do it in my sleep. But God said, no, there's more in you and there's more I need you to do. So I need to stretch you. And sometimes when you ignore God and God trying to tell you to do something, he will force you or sit you down to understand what he's trying to tell you to do. And I don't ever want to get to that point again because when God tells me to do something, I want to do it. He's my father. And so I want to listen to him right away because he has the best plan for us. But there's been times where he has literally pushed me to get to where I need to go because I either I was afraid or I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know all the answers. I didn't know the plan. But there was times where he pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I truly had to walk by faith and not by sight. And that's hard to do because a lot of the things that we see, that's what we want to believe in. But it's the things that we can't see that we should be believing in. And so whenever you do feel uncomfortable, that's a good sign in most cases. In most cases when you're feeling uncomfortable, that's a good sign because that means that you're moving in the right direction. When you're feeling uncomfortable and a lot's thrown at you, that's because God knows the plan that he has for you, but the devil's trying to get you off course. So when I tell you that when you're on the right direction, God gives you your purpose, go for it. Just go for it. Just thank God in the process and ask him to be with you every step. He's not going to leave you nor forsake you. But I just want to hit on that really quick, and I'm going to let my husband speak. But just, God has new levels for us to go on. And if you trust God and really believe that God has a better plan for you, then what's going to happen is he's going to take you somewhere you never imagined. That person that never believed in you, he's going to turn your life around and you're going to be able to help them. That person that told you no, it's okay because you don't need them to get to your next destination. However, they helped you get to that next destination. But God is truly going to stretch you. And if you just trust him, my God, if you just trust him, he is going to take you to higher levels. But just know that you don't have to know all the answers in the midst of it. Take it from me. I am the type of person where I want to know every single detail, A through Z. But I had to learn that if that was the case, God would have gave me a guidebook and said, hey, this is what I want for you. But if he gave me that guideline or that guidebook, then I wouldn't actually need God because I already have the answers and I already know the path for my life. So basically, I'm okay with not knowing all the answers because I know God has a better plan for me. In order for me to be the best version of me I can, I got to trust God. So I just wanted to, definitely share that with you guys because it definitely touched me today and I hope it touched you as well.
Man, when you get to new levels is new devils, right?
Oh, I like that.
new levels is new devils. And what we got to realize is that he's already worked it out. So stop trying to figure it out. In the word, it says that, hey, your path is ordained. Your end goal is already set. But you got a process to go through. You got something to get through, all right? You got some growing. It's like a potter, like and the clay that's on the potter, it's always on spinning, right? it's a process. It's things that's got to be done. But what we have to realize also is that when we're going through life, we're going to have bumps and bruises. We're going to have bumps in the road. Life is going to throw us our curveballs. But see, it's going to be a point to where the light is going to shine. And you're going to see, okay, I see where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I see my end goal. Let me keep going. Right? But see, life is going to have its mountains that's in the way, but he'll move those mountains. Absolutely. Life is going to have the Red Seas, but you know what? He's going to split the Red Sea. Yeah. But see, at some point in life, you know what? Something's going to happen that's going to block our view. Yeah. But if you just keep going, if you just trust the process, look, if he gave us all the answers and he told us everything, don't you know how bad we going to mess it up? Right. Right? like we going to mess it up, and then when we get there, we're really not going to know how to handle it, because all we want to do is just get to the end.
And just real quick, he's not going to punish us for it. You know, the fact that he continues to forgive us every single time we sin is amazing, and we need to be that way to others. So sorry, I just want to say that real quick.
You're good. That's good. He's definitely forgiving God, right? And don't it feel good just to be forgiven? Yes. Like, we mess up all the time. Like I mess up with Keisha, but you know, it feels great knowing that she loves me enough to forgive me and give me another opportunity, and vice versa, because we human. He knows that we human. He knows that we gonna mess up, but we have to know who he is, right? We have to know that he's fully human, fully divine, and he has everything in store for us if we just trust him along through the process. Right. In life, it's going to be rough. It's going to be tough. But you know what? We're going to get through. Right. And just think about it. Think about the worst thing that you've been through. Go back as far back as you can, right? Of the worst thing that you went through. And guess what? Where you at right now? You passed whatever that was. Right. You got past whatever that was, right? You got over whatever that was, whoever it was.
And you have to think about, too, how did you overcome that situation? If you could, even though there's maybe ugly times in our life where we go through things, you have to go back and look at it. And even though it may be painful, just go back to that situation and reflect. How it started, like a GPS, how it started in your destination, then how did the end destination go? Because if you look at it that way, you're going to start looking at the process that you took to overcome it, whether it's mentality, whether it's praying, whether it's spiritual, whatever it is, you're going to be reflecting on how you got through it. Yeah. And if you can go back to the worst time of your life and how you overcome it, these little problems we go through ain't nothing. Yeah. And the thing is, when it comes to being lifted higher, you need a mentor, you need a coach, you need somebody in your corner that's going to help push you and motivate you. So if you have a coach, if you have a mentor, if you have someone that's cheering you on, allow them to push you to the core, because they see potential in you that you may not be able to see. They see a vision for you that you may not be able to see. But God, if you trust them, God's going to lead them to take you in order your steps. There's people in our lives right now that are pushing us to the core, and I'm so grateful, because sometimes, you know, I don't need nobody to hold my hand. Let's be clear. Yeah. But sometimes you need that extra push and push. And like, you know, back in high school, like my coach used to, you know, she didn't used to dog me, but she used to always be on me. And I was always like, why are you on me so much, you know? Yeah. And she used to say, because you have so much potential and you don't even see it yet, but I got to push it out of you. I'm going to squeeze everything that I can out of you because you have so much potential. And so one thing I'm learning about that is you can take it in every situation, whether it's your career, personal, whatever. And so you need that person to squeeze everything out of you, because once they do, my God, you're going to be somewhere totally different.
Just trust the process.
You have to trust it. And my thing about, you know, having a great mentor and having a coach is that they want your best interests. They care about you. They care about, you know, your success and your accomplishments. But really trust them. Yeah. And I'm not saying you can't challenge them on certain things, because maybe you have a question that you don't understand why they said do this or do that, and that's okay. Communication. Yeah. But if you have somebody in your life that is pouring into you,
and consistent with it.
Yes, that is consistent and pouring into you and want to see you win, allow them to do everything they need to do and do what they ask you to do.
Because 9 times out of 10, where they at is where you trying to get to, right? And so what you going through or what you about to go through, they've already went through it. Yeah. So it's like, okay, I know what I dealt with when I went through it. Let me push you. Let me go ahead and get you everything you need. Yeah. Let me go ahead and put these things on your mind, put these nuggets into you, because I know what's ahead of you. Yeah. And thank God that we have people in our life that he places in our life that is going to push us to another level. Right. God is amazing. God shows up in so many different ways, y'all. And another thing when it comes to being lifted up, keep an attitude of altitude. An attitude of altitude, going higher up. Always look to go higher, right? Just like the picture of the eagle and the crow. Life's disappointments, life shuts doors, life's everybody saying no, saying you're not gonna make it, all those different things. It's just a crow. It's just a crow pecking at you, right? But you got to be the eagle. Go higher up, because the higher you go, the crows they can't fly up there.
Right.
That air is too thin. Right, so the sun is always shining.
Yeah.
Life is gonna get rough. It's gonna be dark. It's gonna be cloudy. But as you go higher up and you look up, you will see that the sun is still shining.
Yep. And the last two things that I have is that one, God brings people in your life either for a season or a lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna say that again.
Mm-hmm. And it's
God,
tough.
God will bring people in your life for a season or a lifetime. I can tell you the people that enter my life, I can tell you from the jump if they're going to be here for a season or a lifetime. I can tell you that because I know. Mm-hmm. The other thing too is that we talked about this the other day, your experience. Mm-hmm. People, your coaches, your mentors, your family, whoever's in your corner, they are going to tell you their experience because they don't want you to make the same mistakes. Mm-hmm. And instead of being hard-headed and stubborn, just sit down and listen intentionally and hear the mistakes that they made so you don't make the same ones. Yeah. If you're trying to get to where they are, listen to what they did wrong and do the opposite. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make no sense for them to tell you what they did wrong and then you do the exact same thing because you can't say you didn't know because they're trying to prevent that. So your experiences, listen to their experiences, compare your experiences and see where you can go. Mm-hmm. But in order to be lifted higher, you're going to go through things and you're going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to be stressed like a rubber band. Mm-hmm. But the great thing is that it's going to be worth it. Yeah. So guys, I hope this morning we were able to definitely help somebody and definitely touched our hearts because you can tell how passionate we are when we talk about our experiences and just helping and encouraging others. But we love you guys. Yeah. Again, I hope this helped many of you. Drop down in the comments of what you think and give us your feedback. But I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. We'll be back to talk to you tomorrow. But thank you for spending time with us. You guys have a great day.
Let's go.